Hey folks, welcome to Fly Fishing News, episode 7. Today we got new reels, new regulations, and new politicians doing better things than they were last week. Let's go. Down, 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 down. All right, so let's start out with some new product stuff you probably have heard about. You may have heard about this or not, but hopefully not. That's why I'm here. Abel Reels and OnWater Fish launched Blue Line TR Reel. And this is an interesting product. It's different than anything I've seen before. Ross and the Abel folks have come up with a way to laser engrave easily, I suppose, images onto their reels. In this case, built on it's a Abel TR platform. It's a click-pawl reel, and the way it works is you go in OnWater, which I just downloaded last night and have been playing with. Pretty cool app. It's a little bit like OnX, but check that out because if you go into OnWater and you find an area on the map, I believe it has to be the blue lines in OnWater. That's kind of how it works. But you hit this little button here in your own settings and it will save the image. And I didn't actually hit it, but pretty sure it'll let you sort of move the image around and get it like you want it and then submit it to Abel, and they will create a reel, an Abel TR, that's got your image on it. So your favorite water, your favorite area to fish will then be on a reel. Kind of cool. The reel also includes a $100 donation to Trout Unlimited, Coldwater Conservation Fund, available in sizes 4.5 and 5.6. And I think you make the orders directly through OnWater website, and I'm assuming the app as well. Pretty cool. Not sure I would do that because I fish so many different places, but if there was a spot by my house or my, that I just consider my home water, it might be kind of cool to have it on one of those reels. Click and pawl reel, I can see throwing that on one of my fiberglass rods around here. Maybe put the Colorado River on there, or some of my favorite spots in southern Colorado would be cool too. But check that out. Thought that was pretty neat of Abel. It'd be kind of interesting to do one where I also fish in southern Colorado because Abel's right there in that part of Colorado. So their reels even have like the San Juan Mountains on them. So kind of cool. That's what I consider my home waters. Next up, more fly fishing film tours. Dates. June 7th is coming up in Winter Park. June 14th in Pine Top, Arizona, and June 17th in New York. Check that out. I went. It was fun. I mention it every week, but definitely some good films this year. Okay, got a couple of regional events. One, which is happening here in the Central Texas area, but all over the Central Texas area, Texas Hill Country, is the Carp Rodeo. This is one of those tournaments that goes over a little bit over a month and uses this Fish Donkey app to track your catches. Be mindful. I don't know for sure, but I did sign up and I did get the app, and I also had to buy a scale. I don't know if I had to do that. I think probably you can use your own scale as long as it's legible, but sounds like they sort of encourage you to buy one of their sort of trough scales. But if you have one, it probably will work just fine. I went ahead and got one just to be sure. But the way it works is and I'm going to go, I believe, to the kickoff on Saturday in Fredericksburg. But there's multiple categories. Biggest carp, obviously caught on a fly. Smallest carp, caught on a fly. And longest stringer of 3 carp, total combined length. So the app will prevent you from entering fish on different days if it's supposed to be in the same stringer. You have to take the picture in the app. I noticed a couple other things that are really designed to keep everybody honest. No reason to cheat in something like this anyway. I don't know what the prizes are, but definitely not worth cheating, you bunch of cheaters. And this is, let's see, all fish must be released and entries must be, I just said. So check that out. That sounds like a fun one. I kind of like these type of tournaments. You can go when you want to go, when you can go, and you don't have to be there for a kickoff and then come back in an hour or 5 or 6 hours and do the weigh-in. All those are fun too. We do those around here, but I kind of like this, like the Star Tournament down on the coast. And by the way, if you haven't registered for the Star Tournament and you're fishing for redfish along the Texas coast, you better get registered because you do not want to catch one of those tagged redfish without signing up for the Star Tournament, because you can just say goodbye to your brand new truck and your brand new center console. The next thing we got here is the All Fins In Fly Fishing Grand Prix. This is for you Pennsylvanians, not sure. But this is a 24-hour species count. So we have one similar to this here in Austin that Living Waters does every year. They're really fun. One fly competitions and multi-species. Anglers compete to catch as many species as possible on fly tackle, obviously. This is another one that kind of crosses a couple of days, June 14th and 15th. Hosted by all fins and regional fly shops and breweries. So it sounds like there's going to be beer at the weigh-in. So these are fun. I like doing these types of things. You meet more people in your community. You get to know some of your fly shop reps and folks, and you never know, because you can be a very beginner fly fisherman and catch, the most varied species. It's just, a lot of times it's just luck. I mean, just got to get out there and do it, and it's fun anyway trying. So give those a shot. Okay, more regional news, and I know I bias a little bit from Texas, but that's where I'm from. So a lot of my news comes to me from Texas. But this one also includes Michigan. So you Michiganders, this weekend, June 7th and 8th, both states, you can fish for free with no fishing license. So both states waive the fishing license requirements for the public on the 7th and 8th. Michigan also offers free ORV and state park access that weekend. In Texas, if you're in a state park, you'll have to pay the entry fee for the state park, but you should not have to buy a fishing license if you're fishing within a state park. Some exceptions like Goose Island if you're in the Bay system. But if you're in a park with a pond or rivers going through the park, I believe you do not have to have a license in Texas. Events and clinics are scheduled to teach new anglers basics. I know Texas does this. I'm not sure about Michigan. I'm sure they do. But during this weekend, just look for events around your town or city. They do a lot of them this weekend, kind of kick off the summer and get everybody fishing for the summer. This is a key part of the nationwide R3 initiative, recruit, retain, and reactivate fishing. So good time to try your luck at fishing. Here's the Michigan site, and I'll post all those in the notes below. Last story here, we finally have some politicians doing something that doesn't suck like they did with this big beautiful bill trying to take away public lands, BLM lands specifically. That part of the bill did get tracted, I believe is the word, and thanks to TU and a lot of other organizations, that happened. And that's what kind of makes this story interesting to me, because the senators or the representatives that are leading this are Zinke from Montana, Republican, and Huffman from California. So those two probably don't get together a whole lot, but glad to see they are finally. This is going to be a bipartisan public lands caucus, which I think is just a group, but they get together and they try to push their agendas through or protect, in this case, public lands. So they officially launched it in the U.S. House of Reps in May. They aim to protect and promote access to public lands and waters, led by Zinke and Huffman. Like I just said, focus areas include infrastructure, conservation funding, and safeguarding hunting and fishing access. Fly fishing groups such as Backcountry Hunters and Anglers and TRCP have voiced support. They're going to work with constituents and federal agencies to ensure public land policies reflect outdoor users' needs. I don't know what that means. So anyway, it's a formal legislative step, and I think it's in response to what happened, I guess, last week and the week before with that threat of removing BLM land from our rolls. We do not want that. That is all I've got today, folks. Please like and subscribe if you will. And I'm trying to get this out every week. So please send me content and also comment on there below so that I can tailor everything the way it needs to be tailored for you all. And I'm still playing with some different formats, so I want to make sure that I use one that is more accessible for everybody. So like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Bye.